Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Service Business Mastery Podcast. Apologies, we are coming to you a little later than we normally do on Wednesdays, and your founder Tersh he's not with us today. He is on kid duty and traveling, so he is gone for the week. And for me, this is my last official podcast. By the time most of you listen to this, I will be in the state of Arizona, enjoying 115-degree temperatures and our pool. So right now we're kind of waiting for our baseball team, which I'm repping on the hat. If you're watching live, we are in the playoffs. We just won our first game, and we're kind of waiting until we lose. So if we don't lose, we leave next week. But that's why we bumped this back too, because I didn't know if I was going to be in Arizona this morning. So that being said, before we get into today's episode, I just want to give a couple quick shout outs to our sponsors, Sarah and Company Cam. If you guys have been listening recently, we've kind of told you about the benefits of these programs. So feel free to listen to those episodes. We've also shot episodes with both Sarah and Company Cam. So feel free to go back and take a look at those. Otherwise, if you guys have questions, you can certainly reach out to us today. Today, we are focused on customer service. And this is a great topic. And it's a great topic for right now because it is July. It is hot everywhere, almost everywhere. And customer service can be one of those things that really takes a nosedive once the weather gets hot, because you are just worried about picking up the phone, getting them on your board, and moving to the next call. So we have Zac Garside with Power Selling Pros with us, and he's got a bunch of things to kind of help us navigate and maybe some nuggets that we can bring to our customer service teams, so that way they're better equipped to handle this crazy demand that we're having all across the country. With that being said, hopefully I press the right buttons and we get started with the show.
Are you looking for valuable business advice to reach that 7-figure revenue mark? Do you want actionable tips to properly navigate through every business challenge you encounter along the way? Let Tersh Blissett and Josh Crouch be your guide in getting you to the top here at Service Business Mastery. Tune in as they sit down with world-renowned authors in business, leadership, and personal growth who share valuable insights about management, marketing, pricing, human resources, and so much more. Let their nuggets of wisdom gold guide you in owning a thriving, profitable, and ever-growing business. Here are your hosts, Tersh and Josh.
Welcome to the show, Zac. How are you today?
What's up? I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. Why don't you do us a favor and tell us a little bit about who you are and what company you're with?
I'm Zac Garside. I'm with Power Selling Pros. We are the company contractors go to turn customer service into a profit center. I've been at the company for 7 years. I was a CSR coach for several years, coached our coaches, got into the sales and marketing side, and today I'm the head of marketing for the company.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you've kind of been through the ringer, and you've been on the side where you're actually helping people answer the phones and doing a better job. Now you're to the point where you're actually promoting the company. So with that being said, I think Power Selling Pros is very well known for CSR coaching. I would say that's probably the number one thing if you asked a bunch of people, that you guys are known for CSR coaching, but it's not the only thing you guys do.
Yeah. We do technician training as well. Really the whole idea with Power Selling Pros is Brigham, he founded the company, right? He went to a Zig Ziglar conference like way back when. This was probably 15 years ago. He went to this Zig Ziglar conference when Zig Ziglar was, at the very end of his career, really struggling to speak and get up on a stage. And Zig said, you can have everything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. And that idea just struck a chord with Brigham, and it's really what our entire company has been built on for 13 years and into the future. Sure, yes, we coach CSRs. Yes, we coach technicians. But really what we do at Power Selling Pros is we help companies realize that your success, your value is determined by how much more you give in value, how well you serve your customers compared to how much they pay you.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about for us. It's enabling companies to provide service that wows, service that makes the customer say, I'm literally never calling another contractor ever again because of the level of service I got from these guys. And that's what we do.
Yeah, and I've seen the companies that have a lot of success have started to realize that they're an HVAC company, they're a plumbing company, whatever their primary industry is, but they're a customer service business that just happens to do these things.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how you guys are coaching your clients to look at themselves a little differently than, hey, we fix air conditioners, and turn themselves more into a customer service focused business or customer experience focused business?
Yeah, that's definitely the long-term game. It doesn't always start that way. Usually when contractors come and work with us, it's because of some pain, right? I walked out of the call center floor and my ears bleed when I hear my CSR, or I'm hemorrhaging phone calls. I've got all these calls coming in, but we're only booking 60% of them. Or my team's just not on the same page. When Sally answers, it's amazing, but when John answers, it's horrible. How do I get them to be consistent? So there's always some immediate short-term pain that people are trying to solve. But generally within the 3 to 4 months of starting that coaching process, the companies that stay with us longest are the ones that do make that paradigm shift. They see that, okay, this is about a lot more than just booking more calls and getting the team aligned around a script. This is about customer service being a central guiding philosophy of the business. We wow the customer, period. That's what we do. We create an amazing experience. We make sure they feel confident, comfortable, 100%, like we've got their best interest in mind. And that's what makes companies want to stay with us for a very, very long time.
So what does that look like? I guess let me back up. What would you say? You mentioned pain points. What would you mention some of the most common pain points you run into when contractors come in and say, hey, I'm looking at working with somebody, I know I need help.
Yeah.
What are those pain points?
This is a great question. And I've gotten very scientific with this. Like I did a bunch of customer research and interviews last year to see, like, are these certain buckets that all of our customers fall into? And there's pretty much 5. There's pretty much 5 pain points. Every contractor who ever talks to us experiences one, if not all of these. It's low booking rates. That's kind of how the company started. Brigham was doing advertising for some contractors. They were complaining that their CSRs couldn't book any of the calls. Therefore, the advertising must be bad, right? So he convinced them, let me coach your CSRs. So it's low booking rates. That's number 1. Number 2 is the customer experience. I mentioned you walk out on the call center floor, you hear what it sounds like, and you're immediately like, no, something has to change. I can't let these people be the first impression of my business the way they're approaching it right now. So you got low booking rates, poor customer experience, team alignment. Everybody's on a different page about how we talk to the customer. There's not a lot of consistency. The 4th thing is what I call the cool uncle effect, which is, how the phone should sound. You know what it should go like. And you've told your team 1,000,000 times what it should sound like, how it should flow, but they're just not getting it. It's not clicking. And then finally, a third party like us comes in and the light bulb comes on and everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's
like being a parent.
Yeah. That's what I call
you tell your kid, don't touch the hot stove. Well, they touch the hot stove, but if somebody else told them not to touch the hot stove, it's like, oh, okay, I won't touch it.
That's why I call it the cool uncle effect, man. Mom and dad tell you to clean your room. You don't do it. Cool uncle comes over. Dude, your room's disgusting. Your clean room.
Yeah. That's exactly how it is. And sometimes I feel like that on the marketing side, because we do get a little bit redundant with sometimes our calls because we're hey, you missed X amount of calls, or we listened to some of your calls and here's some things that we know just from industry experience of what we have as issues. So when you get those people that come in, I guess when it comes to that booking rate, because not every CRM program has capabilities of doing that. Do you find that a lot of contractors don't even know what that number is or what it should be or what the industry average is?
Yeah, the overwhelming majority have no idea. That's the frustrating part is most people don't track it super closely. The bigger the company, the better their tracking is usually. But the majority of contractors, it's not very well tracked, which oftentimes contractors will feel like, yeah, we know it's working just because we're busier, but that tracking is there. When I'm talking to somebody, kind of all over the place at this point, but generally I'll ask a contractor, what's your booking rate? And they either say, I don't know, or it's about 70, 80% or whatever the number is. And if they give me a number, I ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that number is accurate? Because that's a whole nother conversation. And then they say, I'm not as confident because I don't know if my CSRs are classifying it right.
Well, and then there's always the question of what is a bookable call, right? Is it maybe you do that service, but you don't want to do it in July. So you classify it as not a lead when in reality it is a lead and you just can't perform the work. I find that as one of those things, because I see people that say they book 85 to 90%. I'm like, man, I would love to see your numbers and listen to your calls. Because I just don't. That is very difficult. I'm sure there's some people out there, and maybe you guys have some clients and stuff like that hopefully you do if you guys have been training them right. But that's a very, very high number to hit. Yeah. But do you guys know what the industry average roughly is for any of the verticals? Or
yeah, for HVAC and plumbing, I take this with a grain of salt because, again, tracking's pretty poor for a lot of people. But we used to say, we don't really say this much anymore, we used to say the industry average is 60%. That's just what it seemed like from all the clients we worked with. The ones we log into their ServiceTitan account, we look at the data, and it seemed like 60% was pretty much there. I tell people 85% is the gold standard, 85 to 90%. Like if you're booking 85 to 90%, you're crushing it. And I also tell them when they ask, what's a bookable call? My question is, why does it matter? And I understand why it matters in terms of deciding whether or not to do business with somebody. But when I'm taking 100 calls, honestly, I want to know the booking rate on all of them. I want to know the booking rate of all 100 calls, bookable or not. Because if it's a low booking rate, then I can look, let's say you're booking 50%. Then I can look at that other 50% and I can get factual information about every single phone call. Whereas when companies have this debate about is it bookable or not, they're essentially saying this percentage of our calls don't matter, which is almost never the case. Calls, every phone call matters. Every single phone call can have some impact on the business. It should, yeah. It can have some impact on the business. And so when people are like, yeah, but what's a bookable call? I'm like, look, you're not tracking anything right now anyway. So let's just assume everything's bookable for right now. Let's just start there. Let's see what the booking rate is after a month. And then we can evaluate. Maybe we can disqualify the calls that are already booked and they're just looking for like a status update on the technician, right? Where is he? Okay, let's move those ones out first. And then let's work with everything else. And slowly whittle your way for what's not bookable for you. Because some people will say, oh, well, if they want service today, but we can't get out there for 2 weeks, that's not a bookable call. But my argument there is, yeah, but if they hang up on you and call someone else, it's gonna be the same story.
Well, and think about if you put it and get the real numbers, the real factual data, you can make decisions based on that data. You can make decisions either A, I don't have enough CSRs because I'm getting too many phone calls. B, I don't have enough technicians because I'm 2 weeks out. And these types of things can impact hiring decisions, how you prepare in February for June types of things, because you can plan ahead of time. So I love that you mentioned that, because too often, and I'm sure you guys are very familiar with this too, is we don't plan for the season ahead. And then all of a sudden we get into the season and it's 100 degrees out. And it's like, holy shit, I don't have enough of this. I don't have enough of this. I don't have enough of this. I don't have enough inventory. Everything is you're short on everything. And preparing for that season and knowing your numbers, just like you would for anything, is important. Now, so when you guys start working with someone and they don't know their booking rate, is that kind of where you guys start? Do you guys try to figure out how, like, start having them listen to calls, or do you guys listen to calls for them and start getting a baseline so that way you can decide what is improved or what needs to be improved first?
It depends. Some of our clients literally don't care. The majority do, but every once in a while, somebody's like, I just need it to sound better, right? So if they don't track anything, yeah, we'll usually start with like a very simple 100 call report. So and we have to do that for free anyway. We'll listen to 100 of your phone calls, and based on that sample, we'll tell you what your booking rate is. That way we have some baseline, and that's easy for us to do. We have a team that does that. It's super simple and straightforward. And then our monitoring team goes into your service titan account every 2 weeks, and we look to see where it is. And we include in the notes every time we coach your team, here's what the booking rate is compared to last time. We try to keep it very simple. We don't want, there's a tendency with these kinds of things for contractors and consultants from all over to way overcomplicate it. But I'm in favor of simplicity. If you aren't tracking anything, you only need to track 6 things for your call center. That's it, 6 things. And that is the number of calls taken and made, the number of appointments booked, the booking percentage, the number of maintenance plans sold on the phone, average talk time, and average time before answer. You track those 6 things, I could look at it and I could pretty much tell how healthy your call center is in a couple of minutes.
So for anyone listening to this, hopefully you go back and write down those KPIs and start, if you get something from this podcast, get those KPIs and start tracking them, or at least if you have them and you had no idea, you should start looking at them. Someone who has been doing this a long time is telling you should be looking at those numbers. So take that for what it's worth and take action on this segment right here where he's talking about that, because this is the type of stuff when you're listening to podcasts. And I find myself a lot of times I'll be thinking of other things, but I don't take notes. And take those notes and start taking action on those types of things, because these are the things that will propel your business forward. Just listening and getting ideas, it's just like sitting in a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but you're not going to get real far. You're just going to sit and rock back and forth. Take action on this stuff because it's going to change your business. It's going to change how you look at your business too. You're not going to look at it like you feel. You're going to be more, I know, and I need to do this, and I need to take the business this direction. So it's great points. I appreciate you dropping that on the episode here. So that gives some baseline to what working with Power Selling Pros looks like. But I know there's so much more that you guys do, and I know we want to get into more about the real job of customer service and developing skills that help you get really good questions answered, which give you more information, you're able to put together better packages or better service based on those questions. So if you want to start diving into a little bit about how to develop some of those question asking skills and things like that, that would be very useful.
Yeah, sure. Well, here's what's interesting. If I ask your CSRs, let's say I ask them this question: what's your job? What is your job? What are you here to do? How do you know
Answer
you?
the phone.
Bingo, you got it. I just answer the phones. That's what they all say.
Yep.
What are you here to do? What does success look like for you? Well, success for me is 40 hours a week. I clock in, I clock out. It doesn't matter that I only booked 50% of my calls. I did my time. That sounds more like a prison sentence than a job, though. And that's how a lot of these people feel. So first things first is on the real job of customer service. A CSR has 3 jobs: book the call, create a wow experience, uncover additional revenue opportunities.
So let me go into number 2 right there, because number 1, everyone thinks that that's what their job is, right? Book the call, creating a wow experience, because I do feel that customer success reps feel like they just have to, like, some owners are like, I just need you to book the call. I don't care how you got to do it. Just book the call.
Yeah.
What kinds of things can they do to start enhancing that wow experience? Because you get maybe 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes if you got Mrs. Smith who's got a lot of questions. You only get a couple minutes on the phone, and I mean, how can they create a wow experience to give that initial feel of like, wow, this company it really has their stuff together?
That's a brilliant question.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. It's a brilliant question. So first of all, there's really 8 things we teach. Yeah, that's how everything's like. I have these frameworks for everything, right? Here's the 6 metrics you should track. Here's the 3
You guys
jobs.
sound like you got a lot of blog posts with this information, is what it sounds
Oh,
like to me.
baby, you better believe it, Josh. You better believe it. I'm working on a presentation for this fall called "The Real Job Customer Service," which I'm super, super excited about. But there's 8 things. If you want to, this is it. Okay, are you ready? I know there's a lot of customer service experts out there. There's a lot of gurus and people, but I'm going to tell you 8 things that will make it so you wow the customer every time. This is without fail. This is on the phone, in the home. Every industry we've tried this in, it works. It's like witchcraft. But there's 8 things. Number 1 is start off with a positive attitude, positive greeting. Customer, no, when customers don't book, we often think it's like price or something else. But almost always, when a customer doesn't book with you, it's because they decided the second they heard the tone of voice from the CSR, I don't want to work with this person. You know,
We've all called those businesses.
Yeah.
I literally can remember. I don't remember the name of the company, but I can remember those conversations because of like, I'm like, okay, this person seems like a crab ass or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
this isn't a good start. I don't know if I want to go here.
And then you're just looking for reasons to justify hanging up.
Yeah.
So when it gets to the price, you say, oh, it's too much, or I need to talk to my spouse. When in reality, you just don't want to work with this person because you don't like them. That's all that is to it. So it's be positive. That's number 1. I'm not asking you to throw your pom-poms up in the air and be a cheerleader. I'm asking you to sound like you want to help. The CSRs pick up the phone and they're like, thanks for calling Awesome Heating and Air. This is Zach. Make it quick. And it sounds like they'd rather be doing anything else on earth. And they sound like you interrupted them in the middle of payroll. They sound like you interrupted them in the middle of permits or paperwork of some kind. And that's how a lot of them approach it, is they're like, oh my gosh, you know. I was going through an industry Facebook group the other day, and I saw all these contractors just going off about how stupid some customers are, you know. And I'm like, I guarantee
there's been a few of those recently, so we've probably seen the same ones.
Yeah, they're like, these guys are idiots, you know, the way they don't understand price. I'm like, somebody's saying that about you right now, man. Like, there's another business that you did the same. It's customers look for the little nitty-gritty, nitpicky stuff. They get very nitpicky about price and things of that nature because they don't like you. That's it. They don't think you're a positive person. They don't enjoy talking to you. So that's number 1. Is you got to be positive. Number 2.
Sorry, Zach. I'm playing with the thing. I'm trying to get you like front and center on the screen here, and this is why Tersh gets paid the big bucks. He's also listening, so he's probably laughing at me right now.
Oh, nice.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. You're good, man.
We're gonna leave it because I don't know how to fix it.
No, you're good. And the way that sounds on the phone is, hey, thank you so much for calling Awesome Heating and Air. This is Zach speaking. How can I serve you today? And I'll notice that little downward inflection on my voice. How can I serve you today? If you go, how can I serve you today? We've actually found that when the voice goes up, people feel a lot less confident talking to you.
Almost like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like you are less certain, you are less confident. So we have a positive greeting, and we say, I can absolutely help you with that. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? So be positive. That's number 1. Number 2 is be confident. Confidence spreads. Confidence is contagious. We want the customer to feel confident that they're calling you when they could have called anyone else. And we become confident by listening to our calls. It's not a mystery. Confidence, when people ask, how do I become more confident? How do I get back my confidence? It's the simplest thing ever. How does a professional athlete build confidence? They go watch the film. They practice. And yet for some reason in business, we think we're exempt from all this. Go back, listen to your calls, look at your numbers, and practice. If every business did those 3 things, all the mysteries and things we look for hacks on would just disappear. So you got to be confident. Number 3 is you got to listen, which seems obvious, but people are awful listeners. People are terrible listeners. We're so bad at it. We all think that we are good. I was recently listening to a podcast with a guy who has a listening institute. They train people to listen. And they did a big research study with a group of people, and they asked them, to engage in a conversation about a topic, and then afterwards rate themselves on how good of a listener they thought they were and rate their partner. And of course, everyone way overestimated their own listening skills, but their partners were like, yeah, he's like a 4 out of 10 on listening. So you listen, you ask questions, you repeat back the customer's problem, make sure that they feel understood. Here's what's hard. Customers don't buy from the best company. They don't. They buy from the company that understands them the best. If we have a very, very clear mutual understanding of my expectations, my fears, my concerns, and how you work and how we fit together, that's who I'm going to do business with. It's not the lowest priced. It's not the most experienced. It's not the best reviews. It's best understanding. That's number 3 is you got to be a good listener. Number 4 is you show empathy. And that's just, it's essentially saying out loud what the customer's thinking about their situation. If your air conditioner breaks down, what are you thinking about that?
That sucks. Especially if it's 90 plus out. Yeah, you feel bad because you wouldn't want that happening to you.
That's right. So if that's what the customer's thinking, can literally speak the words, that sucks. It's 90 degrees outside. I hate that. Do you know how much more that customer's going to appreciate you? Because
brings the guard down. You're like, oh, okay, they get it, right? This is a painful time in my life today. This sucks. This is not what I planned on doing when I woke up this morning.
That's right. And they're going to say, yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking. This sucked. That's how you empathize, is you simply ask yourself, what are they thinking about their situation right now? And then you vocalize it.
Do you find, and maybe this 3 and 4 kind of pair together a little bit with listening and empathy, because and I've been guilty of this in my past when I used to answer the phone and stuff, is I would be so focused on trying to book the job that customer would say something to me and it wasn't really acknowledging. I'm just like looking at the schedule, like, how the hell am I going to get this person in today? Because we're busy. Yeah. And they say their air conditioner's down and their dog's panting, or, whatever thing they give you. Do you find that those two kind of pair together? Because if we don't listen well, we can't really reciprocate with something that makes sense and actually gives empathy.
Exactly. Yeah, they definitely pair together. And I want to be clear, it's not be positive, then be confident, then listen, then care. It's an and relationship, right? It doesn't necessarily have to go in the sequence. It's you listen and care. Tell me more about your situation. Oh, that's terrible. I hate that. How long has that been going on for? And here's the question I tell all my CSRs to ask. How's this affecting your schedule today? Nobody asks the customer that question, but you instantly just became their favorite contractor because no one else asked them, how's this affecting your schedule today? Everybody else they're looking at whatever software. I've got a bone to pick with the software companies, man, because the number one objection to our training is, yeah, but I got to get the address first. Or I got to pull up the account service time.
Because the booking flow doesn't work otherwise. You can't get to the next question. Yeah.
Yeah, it creates friction. So, yeah, you listen and you care, though. That's be positive, be confident, listen, care, and then reassure. Don't assume that they know you can help just because they called you. Reassure them, hey, Mr. Jones, we can definitely help you out. I'm glad you gave us a call. We're going to get this taken care of for you. And focus on what you can do. I don't ever want to hear a CSR, no, we don't, we can't.
Or maybe, or unsure.
Exactly. I never want to hear that stuff. You tell that customer what you can do. I don't care if they got the wrong number, they're looking for Pizza Hut and they called you. You tell that customer, hey, you know what? You've actually reached Awesome Heating and Air, but what's your zip code? Let me get you the right number for Pizza Hut. You always tell the customer what you can do for them.
So let me ask you a question on that. So we're talking about cans, right? Now, the situation that a lot of people are finding themselves in probably today is they don't know if they can squeeze them in. They don't know if they can take another call. They don't know when they can because their guys are all overworked. Are there certain things that you guys do that stay positive with some of the positive on the phone, but also are able to check into things and not overpromise something that they can't deliver on?
Absolutely. Yeah. The first thing is you've got to realize that if you let that customer hang up because you couldn't get there soon enough or you're booked out solid, what are the odds that they're going to call the next person in line and magically get exactly what they're looking for? It's very slim.
a lot of times it'll be like, hey, you're the third, fourth, or fifth company I called.
Yeah, they've already
Usually.
called 2 people before you anyway, and they're going to call 2 more, and eventually they're going to book with someone, because they're not just going to, well, I guess we're going to have to wait 2 weeks, and so we'll call back then. No, they're going to get on the schedule now because they need to get taken care of. So recognize that first and foremost, that that's still a bookable lead for somebody. It might as well be you. And then when you're looking at the schedule, I always ask the customer, so when would you like us to come out? And of course, they're going to say yesterday, as soon as possible, today. Yep. And I say, all right, well, let's get some information and let's take a look at the schedule together. And now I'm going to get all that info I need to put in the system. What's your address? What's your email? What's your phone number? Who do we have to thank for referring you to us today? All that stuff. And then you get them in the system and you say, all right, Mr. Jones, what I'd like to do is put you on my urgency list. The urgency list will give you faster service. If a technician finishes early in your area or another customer reschedules, I'll be able to move you up to get service, to get you service sooner. In order to get you on my urgency list, I do need to put you on the schedule, and I have an available appointment next Tuesday at noon. Now, I know that's not ideal, and that's the latest we'll be there, but can I book that appointment in order to get you on our urgency list? If something comes up sooner, I'll give you a call right away. Now, the customers, I'm not saying the customer's going to be overjoyed with that, right? They're not going to be giddy, but you booked the call. You're connecting with a solution, which is your job. And if they say, no, I'm not, I need to know someone's coming today, I say, absolutely understand the sense of urgency. What if we do this, Mr. Jones? Let us be your backup plan. I'll keep this appointment booked for you on Tuesday. We'll come out if something opens up sooner. But this way, what I'd hate to see happen is I'd hate to see you lose this appointment and then have to wait longer for somebody else. This way, somebody from our company is going to be there no later than Tuesday. Can I book this appointment for you? We'll be your backup plan. If you find something else, give us a call. We'll take you off the schedule.
I love the transparency of that conversation, because I feel like sometimes we try to hide those things, right? We try to hide that, hey, why would we want to say the backup plan? We never want to be the backup plan, but just the transparency of that conversation to that homeowner. So they're reassured that no matter what, somebody's got their back. They're probably going to look for somebody sooner, but if your technicians are booked, they're booked. And, I know that dives in a whole different rabbit hole of dispatch and everything else when you get to that point, but just having the ability to transition on the phone to letting them, hey, we have a couple options for you. Let's at least get you on the schedule. Worst case scenario, you cancel, or if we finish up sooner, we're going to be out sooner for you. Because it gives you a couple days to look at the schedule and be like, hey, we're right next door or we're right down the street. Let's get this one in and move this appointment. You can do a bunch of different things with dispatch, but it gives you an opportunity, because I hear a lot of times the calls I've listened to when it's summer and it's same exact scenario. They're waiting until next Monday or next Tuesday. And that's all they say. Well, we can get you on for next Tuesday.
Yeah. Terrible.
And then it's a pause and the customer is supposed to speak. And what do you think they're going to say? You don't even give them an option. It's like, well, yeah, okay, I'll call someone else. Yeah. Like they don't even think about it. It's like, okay, click. So just giving those options, giving something more than the other contractors are giving them, because they will remember that even if they don't book with you this time.
Yeah. The way I see it is, when you're in a conversation with a customer, your job is not done until they have a solution. Like, straight up, if they don't have a solution, you didn't do your job. A lot of contractors will say, oh, but I don't want to make a promise I can't keep, or I don't want to send business to somebody else. I don't want to lie to the customer. I'm like, don't lie to the customer. Tell them the truth, but serve them, take care of them. My desire to be honest with the customer is not exclusive of my desire to serve them and help them find a solution. I can do both. That's what the urgency list and backup plan is for. It's me telling the customer, hey, I need to get you on the schedule for Tuesday in order to get you on the urgency list, but let's book it for you so you don't lose it. You are both being honest, transparent, telling the customer everything that they need to know, and you're helping them. You're serving them. Whereas the alternative, which is to say, oh, we're busy till next Tuesday, or sorry, you're outside of our service area, that's just not helpful. That doesn't make anybody feel good. That doesn't.
No, that's just you trying to shoo them away because you're too busy is what it is. It's like, yeah, I don't have time to help you, so find someone else, do another search.
Yeah, totally. It's
so I keep derailing you. We're at number 6, right?
Yeah, number 5 is reassure. Tell the customer what you can do. Let them know you can help. Number 6 is ask. Ask for the business. So when would you like us to come out? Let's get your information. Let's take a look at the schedule together. I have an available appointment tomorrow at noon. May I book that appointment for you? And number 7 is build value. So let me tell you my number 1 pet peeve in this industry.
I wish I had a drum roll.
Yeah, get ready, okay? And I feel like we've done a pretty good job of spreading this message over the years, and people kind of know this now, but it's when a CSR says it's going to be $89 for us to come out. Have mercy. Nobody, not even you, is going to pay $89 for someone to drive to your house. You're not going to pay $89 for the trip charge or the diagnostic. Dude, nobody's paying. It's like if you go to the store, you ready for the definition of value? The definition of value is when the real price is lower than the expected price. That's what value is. You go to the store, you see a pair of shoes, you think, oh, that's an awesome pair of shoes. What are they? And we all put a number in our heads. We all are thinking, right, oh, those are probably like $89 shoes. And then you look at the price tag, they're only $69. And you're going, oh, sweet, value. On the other hand, if you think it's probably like a $50 pair of shoes, oh my gosh, $69? No way, too expensive.
Yep.
That's all value is.
We do that all the time. Our house in Arizona, especially since I'm not there, the wife keeps buying stuff, and then she tells me what it is, and then it's how much it is. And someone's like, oh, okay, that seems like a good deal. And then others, I'm like, what did you pay for? Why did you do that? So we do this all the time. Like I went to the grocery store this morning to get a package of hot dogs because we literally need food for a couple days here. $7 for a thing of hot dogs. I'm like, good Lord. I'm like, are you kidding me? $7 for hot dogs.
Yeah.
But I bought them anyways, but that's what I was thinking as I went out of the grocery store. I'm like, how in the world did we get to this point in the world where hot dogs are $7?
Absolutely, dude. That's value, man.
So how do we do that on the phone with a prospect before we tell them the price to come out? Because we do have to share the price and be upfront. But how do we build that value so they feel like, holy crap, it's only $89 or it's only $99 to come out?
So it's all about being of service. It's all about serving the customer the best way you can. So there's a couple different things you have to realize. Number 1, if you tell the customer, okay, I've got you all booked, it's going to be $69 for us to come out, or we have an $89 diagnostic fee or a $79 trip charge, you've done nothing to build value yet. All they see is a price tag for someone to come to their house. And that's not even the final price tag. So of course, customers are going to push back. Of course, they're going to tell you, I need to talk to my spouse or hang up or look around. That's number 1. Number 2 is you've got to remember that when you're talking to a customer, they're not the only person who's involved in the decision. So if I call my local HVAC contractor and I book with them and there's a $79 trip charge, my wife's going to come home and she's going to ask me, hey, did you call an AC company? And I say, yeah, I did. It's going to be $79 for him to come out. And she's going to be like, for what? And I say, well, for him to come out and tell us what's wrong. And she's all, why didn't you book with somebody who would just come out for free? And I'm like, oh, you're right. Maybe I should call back and cancel. So part of this also is not just communicating value to justify the fee. It's also giving them information they can use to justify the decision to somebody else. It's like when Dan, 50-year-old Dan, buys a cherry red Maserati and he comes home and he's like, oh, sweetie, this one's got all the best safety features, great tires, great gas mileage. It's going to be really professional picking up clients.
Nobody buys a Maserati for their safety features.
We all know that Dan's having a midlife crisis, okay?
Right.
But the salesperson gave him all that other knowledge as a means of justifying it to others.
That's
It's
funny.
it's the same thing here. So I tell the customer, hey, you're all set. We've got you booked for tomorrow. Let me tell you how we work. And now the customer's like, oh yeah, tell me how you work. So I say, I cover 6 things here. Get my hands in. We're going to send out a licensed technician. He's backed by our company. We've been in business for 20 years, so you're in very good hands. When he comes out there, he's going to have a fully stocked truck with all the parts and tools he needs to get started on the work as soon as he arrives. And then he's going to perform a thorough inspection of your unit to determine the cause of the problem and what's going on, what needs to be done to get it fixed. After he completes his inspection, he'll sit down with you to do a little in-home consultation, let you know what your options and pricing are, what works for your budget. To have him come out and do all that, it's only $79, and you're all set. And you notice I kind of add closure with that "you're all set" at the end, because sometimes a CSR will say to have him do that at $79.
Price, and then it's quiet.
And then they pause, and the customer goes, all right, well, let me think about this. Or, actually, let me go talk to my spouse first. So I simply say, and with that, you're all set, Mr. Jones, for tomorrow at noon. Now I've built all this value before presenting the $79, so they understand why it's there. Whereas if you're telling them it's $79 for us to come out, don't be surprised when they don't book with you.
That's great. That's a great stuff and great points. And the companies that really crush it in any of these industries that we serve, they are doing this on the phone. They're creating that experience, and then their customers, they feel like they know everything that's going to happen before it happens. And then that carries over into the technician and the way they present themselves, and they are informing the customer at every step in the journey, which creates this, just like we talked about, essentially a customer-focused business that everything is about making sure the customer's comfortable, happy, they feel served, all those types of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got one more nugget, and I know we're kind of running up against time here, so let's get to that last one so we can get that in.
Oh yeah. To recap, be positive. That's number 1. Be confident. That's number 2. Listen to the customer. Show them that you care. Reassure them you can help. Ask for their business. Don't just wait for them to say, yeah, sign me up. Ask them to book the call. Build value before you present the price, and express your sincere gratitude. That's it. Tell the customer, hey, thank you so much for giving us a call. We know you had a lot of other options. We're grateful that you called us. We're excited to come out and serve you. And when they say thank you, you pull out the Chick-fil-A card and you say, it's my pleasure.
There you go.
Always say thank you.
I love that, because nothing, these are little things in life, but you go to a gas station, you open a door for someone, they just walk in, they don't say thank you. And I'm like, little things in life that just make you go, like, really? You didn't appreciate me opening the door for you? Like, you didn't have to touch the nasty door that everyone else has touched all day. But no, I love that stuff, Zach. And I think what I really love is the way you broke it down into specific things, so people can actually take notes and the stuff can live with them, so they can be like, hey, if they're not ready to hire a coach or anything else, they can at least look at their own internal process and be like, hey, do we suck here? We suck here? Like, start figuring out where you are weak, right? So that way you can start making positive change and start looking internally at yourself and at your team. So that way, because again, it's not just your team's fault. A lot of times these CSRs, these technicians, they don't get the proper training. They don't really know what the best way to do something. So they just do it the way that they think is the best.
Right.
And that's where, when you guys are looking for coaches, you're looking for somebody to help guide you, because maybe you as the technician have no idea how the phone should be answered because you've never done it before.
Yeah.
Or you just answer it because you're the only person available and you're just like, hey, okay, sure, I'll be here then. You don't even know what you're doing. Hire guys like Power Selling Pros, because these guys, and I know Tersh he's not here and he was commenting, but he's been working with Power Selling Pros for a very long time and very highly recommends them. And he's obviously grown quite a bit over the last couple of years, especially with the remote business, which is very unique to the industry. Zach, is there anything that we did not touch on that you wanted to touch on quickly?
We talked a little bit about question asking skills. That's something I'm currently developing a lot of training on, is teaching CSRs and managers how to the skill of asking questions. Probably not enough time to really get deep on that, but
something we can book again.
Yeah.
That would be a good just that topic for an episode. So if any of you guys listen to this and that sounds like it would be a very interesting topic for you, leave a comment, get in touch with Zach, get in touch with myself or Tersh. Your feedback really is valuable to us to help us determine what type of information we should have for a podcast episode. So I think there would be a lot of value in that, but obviously leave us a comment. And let us know, because that's the best feedback we can get to make sure that we are delivering content that is valuable to your business. Before we sign off here, Zach, where is the best place for people to either get in touch with you if they have questions, or if they want to, talk to someone about a consultation with Power Selling Pros?
I only share this link when I'm a podcast guest. So go to powersellingpros.com/free, FREE.
All right. We can put that one in the notes. I don't have that one up on my little banner that's displaying across the screen, but go there, /free. So add that in there. What do they get for that? I'm assuming they get something.
Yeah, that's our special podcast listeners only link. You get a bunch of free training samples of our training actions. So you can see what we do on training people, get some free content there. You have the opportunity to subscribe to our email list. I like to gloat that we have the only email list in the industry that anybody wants to read. I may be pumping my own chest there, but it's like a sitcom. Our email list is like a sitcom. It's a new episode every email. It's not just a newsletter. So you got to get on our emails, man. They're freaking great. I just got to say.
Well, now I'm going to go sign up for your emails. I don't usually like to sign up for those, but I will tell you, the ones that are more entertaining, that sprinkle in maybe some humor with like factual stuff that actually can help me, I do like those. I do keep those in my inbox. So that's good for you guys to go that route. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate it, Zach. This was great. We'll definitely chat offline about getting on again. But until next time, I hope you guys all stay safe, especially with the heat of July. We all know what happens in July in attics and stuff like that. So stay safe. And hopefully this episode helped you guys out. Until next time, see ya.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Service Business Mastery. Now that you are equipped with essential business advice from this impactful conversation, you are one step closer to becoming the successful owner of your dreams. If this episode has been helpful to your business journey, don't forget to subscribe to the show, leave a rating, and share it with other owners as well. Visit servicebusinessmastery.com to learn more.